Hello friends, this is Cold Run. Welcome back to a blind playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion, where we're here in the American West, blowing smoke, with the next quest in this series trying to deal with the bandits that are probably the deputy, really. Led by the deputy. Erenville's gaze is fixed on the bandits' hideout. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now is our chance. I will keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire near the middle of town. The Yehehe will come soon after. A perfect ruse, which the details of which I don't remember because it's been like a couple days. Use the pouch of foul-smelling attractant at the designated location. A sack of ingredients that, when burned, is guaranteed to attract and leave near everything else fit to retch. Will they see me? The answer is yes. The attractant has been puffed, poured, sprayed. What do you do when you like do the Midnight Society thing? I don't know, you just tossed. It's been tossed. Blue-haired Daybreaker. What's that smell? You're about to get, not bisoned. What are you, pterodactyled? This is some playful music. Oh, that reeks. Silver-haired Daybreaker. What'd you put in the fire? It wasn't me, I swear. Arguing commences. Yeah, but bring on the pterodactyl. I think it's pterodactyls. I don't know. Oh, something die? Yeah, it's probably pretty gross. What a goofy little interlude. There you are, Wihute. You are the band. Okay, so it is as they are what we thought we were. They are what we thought they were. Someone wanted to explain that ungodly stench to me. What was that? What did he just have in his hand? Oh, that was the bangle. That was the woman's bangle. It's kind of bumping. And I don't think it's a reference to anything. Is this music from a past Final Fantasy? Boss over there. I don't think the sheriff himself was in on this. There they are. Get pterodactyled. Why are their heads like that? Was it to ward off enemies? To make them aerodynamic? So that they could peck stuff, maybe? I don't know. There's a whole lot of reasons why they could have those awesome needle heads, but I don't know what they are. So this smoke's what drew them here. I swear when I find out who did this. He's evil, so his voice gets deeper. I'd say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. So we're gonna solo this guy or duo this guy? He's not gonna give it up willingly. Zekowa. Hey, what's going on out there? It's still in here in case you've forgotten. Sit tight, we'll be back for you. What? You gotta get me out of here now, they're gonna kill me. I'm begging you, please. Aren't they all gone? Shh, they'll hear you. I guess not. That's right, the jig's up, my friend. Well, shit. Who was that? At least the pterodactyls are happy. I apologize. I'm forgetting their name. I apologize. They're an in-game name. Hey, you're gonna help me out or what? The bracelet must wait. Let us break him out and withdraw for now. Yeah, this is like some mischief is afoot music. Some playful mischief is afoot. Shenanigans, even. Dare I say. All that effort and not to show for it. Sorry about that, but damn, I didn't think anyone would have the balls to take on the Vulture. No need to apologize. We were planning to save you. Eventually. His shock face. Really? And I don't even know who you are. Are you secret admirers of mine or something? You're a little young. You're like a teenager or something, I think. I'm just having fun with you, but I do appreciate the help. I'm really bad at telling, like, video game character age, but I think he's supposed to be, like, I don't know, 16 or something. That's how he reads to me. He reads to me as young. This man they call the Vulture, I have seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? The one and the same. When he's not masquerading as... I'm sorry if the voices are all over the place from last time, but this is not the place to come if you want consistency. This channel, I mean. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as deputy chief of the Dust Watch. Because he comes across as, like, earnest kid here. Like, that would explain why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I can do after you bailed me out back there. I have an idea where he hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there down too. We can go together. I got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? It's a cool hairstyle, though. It's like a... I don't know anything about hair. It has that mohawk vibe to it, but it has hair on the sides, too. Right, so those bandits at Tonatenyawi, they're called the Dawnbreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded the group. You were a bandit, but it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks who needed to help even the odds. Vigilantes, literally vigilantes, but I don't say that as a negative in this context especially. I mean, I see it often as a negative, but not in this context. That was 3 years ago, and whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. By murdering them with a duel. I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses in a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. And we made sham sure they did every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. You were like a proto... I was gonna say proto-police, but this is probably better than a lot of police forces. It's just much more unofficial. Then about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Dawnbreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how he could make a fortune easily, that was what really won them over. Now the Dawnbreakers is nothing but a... I guess is. Like, if you're saying it's like a team name, like the Knicks... No, you'd say R. I think it should be R. Now the Dawnbreakers is nothing but a bunch... It could be either way. It absolutely could be either way. Is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on the people it was created to protect. I mean, if you're looking for a non-uncommon law enforcement path, like this is one of them. I don't know that all of them start with such good intentions as you had. I talked it over with my friends, Quickenon and Liwane. We all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. And he accepted. I still remember how he gloated that he'd win. But when the day came, they showed up with the dust watch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. As if that wasn't enough, he set their bail at a price no one could ever hope to pay. Bail is always a problem, isn't it? With them locked away, there was no one left to help me. None of my old friends from the Dawnbreakers, and certainly not the Dust Watch. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I really didn't get the impression back then that he knew everything about the deputy. I don't know if that just wasn't communicated well or if I misread it. I was, until that guy with the spear stopped me. No sooner had I stepped out of town than the Vulture's minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner and then, well, you know the rest. You said the Dust Watch would be of no help. Are they all working for the Vulture then? No, the sheriff's definitely okay. No, not all of them. The Sheriff Kamaka, he's as honest as they come, a staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting and doesn't suspect a thing. If it were my word against the deputy chiefs, who do you think he'd believe? He's kind of, I don't know, he has like a shonen vibe to him. This, a shonen protag vibe to him, and so I'm trying that sort of voice. As best in my head I can hear, at least. Well, if he knows where the Vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namiko's bracelet. What do you think? For what it's worth, I have a plan, but I can't do it alone. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at the Sheshinawezi Springs. It's always going to take me a little bit of time to read through that first before I can pronounce that, or even approximate pronouncing it. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. The pitch. Pitch. This feels very like Ul'dah, like not Ul'dah, like the Thanlan, like the deserty area and the kind of vegetation, but not a lot of it, sparse vegetation, the gas, like the industry, the kind of hazy feel. It feels like I am home. Zekowa. Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. Alright. Blowing smoke completed, on to Law of the Land, which rewards us with a wild banana blend. Jatika bananas take center stage in this sweet and tangy summertime smoothie. I need to start making smoothies again. Aaronville looks expectantly for Wihute. I love smoothies. I just don't like cleaning the blender, even though I know you can just like put some soap and water in the blender and like bloop it up, but I always forget to do that. Well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolol, where they're sold off. You said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after Husafdawi, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. What? Well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The Vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. This is a good kid. First, we need to lure him away from here. Over to Husatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. And using that will expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Vulture is carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there'll be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to... I can't do the voice, but to duel. Maybe that's why I have him as like a bit of a shonen pro tag. Is the Yugi is like a shonen pro tag, right? Does that count? I know of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know of Yugi and dueling, but I never seen it or played it. A duel, that approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. Yeah, he's not bound by that. True, but unlike that before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way, he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Didn't you challenge him in front of the whole town before, too? Or did you... I'm already forgetting. Maybe he didn't challenge him to a duel before. No, he did. Or maybe he just threatened it. I don't know. I thought everyone was watching him. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. Isn't he really good at duels, though? But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the Vulture. You're awfully optimistic, but... Again, such is youth, even in a place as hardscrabble as this. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? You know what? I say let Zekowa have his duel. I trust him. And he knows this area, and it's the place and the gang and the people better than us. Thanks! I was lucky running into the two of you. You won't regret this, I promise. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. Rock on! I was seen in Tonatenyawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the Vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You'll want to buy your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Husatawi. Once you got the Vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Putting a lot of trust in you, but I do trust you. All right, let's get to it. Blow into town and just knock these bandits out. Vulture, I have a request of you, all of the land. Yeheheseya, we're likely that Chitone is doing. What's his angle? Then there's the brat. Past time I dealt with him. Did you? Oh, you oblivious to me. I was wondering, you're like saying a lot to me, but yeah, let's give you a gentle ear wiggle. Gentle poke. Where's the poke emote? No. Yeah, okay. How would I poke someone? Poke. Poke. Right in the upper left thigh. What's this? An unfamiliar face in these parts. Have you need of the dust watch, miss? What? Zekowa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him. I see. How desperate he was to see his friends free from prison. He turned to a life of crime. How awful. I'm surprised he's not suspicious of this, because he's got to know that Zekowa's not the kind of guy who would try to rob me directly here. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't see this as bait. You have my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? I am accompanied by Vulture. That is not a great and comfortable feeling, but we're in public. He's not going to do anything. We're to be accompanied by an enemy. Ask about the Sheshinawezi Springs. Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guide, but if you insist. Cheshire's and Wesi Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. You are undesirable, my friend. Is this the place? I don't see him. Huh. Or silly me, this isn't the right place. Oopsie doopsie. I see. Well, lead on. How did he survive this long to be a bandit leader? You know what? We are a fairly unassuming little Lala, so it's hard to blame him too much. Anyone would fall for whatever the hell I am. Oh, shit. Hi. Ask about the cerulean fields. There's gold in them thar hills. Blue gold. Best be wary of beasts in these parts. They may prefer to snack on cerulean, but for you, I reckon they'd make an exception. I didn't even think that they were eating. I thought they were just a lot of these ghost things were like byproducts of the cerulean. Like elementals almost, but I guess it makes sense that they actually feed on it. I just didn't think of that. Destination, end of the line. Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. Is this actually the end of the line? Is it? No, it's not the end of the line. It's just another stop on the trolley ride. Is this some sort of joke? Of all the... Let's keep moving. Is this the end of the line now? This better be the place. I left him tied up around a big rock. Must have been... Are you serious, my bro? My guy, my dude, Kukushu. My patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. If he isn't at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret. Way to talk to an honest citizen just trying to make her way in this new area. Nopalitender fabuloso. You are... Oh my god, that's amazing. You are absolutely, utterly fabulous, my friend. Oh, it's not hostile, so I can, like, walk right up to it. Look at this thing. What a cool design. It's like a Sabatender. Like, if you just saw that, it's like a mini Sabatender drawing on top of a larger Sabatender. It's Saboception. Another stopping point. Ask about the Nopalitenders. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw needles and all, cut the chit-chat. You don't want to have... okay. This is why you can't have enemies as accompaniments here, because the small talk they give is pretty crappy. Alright, where is he? I think he suspects me. I don't see him anywhere. Where is Zekowa? Tell me where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. Goodness me, where could he have gone? Said I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you. Hey, Wahute, are you looking for me? This whole thing is very much a side quest. I don't mind it. I really don't. It explores the world. It fills in, like, it starts to build out this part of the area we've never seen before. And it's not like we have the search for the Golden City anymore. So it's funny. I sound weirdly defensive about this, and I feel weirdly defensive about this because I really enjoy this, and I can already hear people describing this as filler content. Maybe not. I might be jumping the gun on that. It's just that's where being a 41-year-old video game player who's been around the discourse of MMOs since I was, you know, I don't know, when did I start playing EverQuest? Like 15, something like that. I can see where they are going with this, is all. Where the community might go. But I might be jumping on this too early. Anyway, if you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you. He's just such like a villain of the week, this guy, and Zekowa is like a hero. This is like, again, it feels like a Firefly episode in the best way. Like we're rolling Firefly or any other sci-fi, any other Western.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
You got to draw better attention than that. Oh, nope, never mind. You did great. He knows his town.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
I was so right to imagine this guy as like a Shonen McGee. We have him over a barrel now. Actually, that's a pretty gross face now that I think about it.
That's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
Not sure you're getting out of it this easily.
This barrel was at Shizenowetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola.
How do you pronounce it? Shizenowetsi? Shizenowetsi.
The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
It's late at night, so I apologize for any yawning. I will try to keep audio down to that.
Do we know who's behind this?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items.
You had them. You had a sweet little thing going here, Wahooty, but you had the misfortune of standing in the path of some video game protagonists.
A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
Yeah, you slip. You are not the. You are not a mastermind, my friend.
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
You would have had to arrest yourself. Sick burn, Kakushu. Mildly sick burn. I don't know. Your burn is like come down with some symptoms of the cold. Like it can cold-like symptoms. It's not that sick.
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only because I found it. I swear.
And I was forgetting for a second that he's not even the sheriff. He's just like he's just a deputy.
Criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way.
I don't think you actually need to. Oh, look at that! Look at that little the rug in the background that has the face of the Ronik on it. I love that. I don't feel like you need to do the duel at this point. I feel like the sheriff's going to be on your side. The whole town is on your side here. I don't think this is necessary.
The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
But you'd rather this. You'd rather this than even a good dust watch, I think. Would you? I don't know.
Don't mean.
Wahoote, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Good old sword logic.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
Yeah, then you'll get run out on a rail.
You
On a trolley.
refuse then? Huh. A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
I also like the flower he's got embroidered on his left lapel. Or whatever that is.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was so hesitant. I really would have expected Wahute to be more like to be an ace gunslinger, but maybe
Come
not.
on, Zekowa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Yeah, those things hurt. I assume
Be
those things hurt
quiet.
like hell.
Just watch.
Like a rubber bullet still going at, like it's a rubber thing still going at you at that speed. Like that'll, if you get hit by a rubber bullet, are you, assuming it's like in the, I don't know, the chest or the arm or something, are you going to the hospital? I assume you are, right? Probably depends on the gun and type, but just in general, I mean. So what's the rules? 10 paces and draw? The friggin' tumbleweed, are you kidding me? I love it. This is so good. The hell is that? A furry crab?
Oh, you little shit!
Get wrecked. He even dropped the bracelet.
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
Again, as cool as this is, I still think, you know, a formal like force is a formal type of police force is probably better if it's like good and well supervised and, you know, limited in power and all that. Just because otherwise, like, I mean, I'm lucky Zekowa is like a good guy. If he weren't, he would be just as powerful. That's not quite true. Sorry, I'm rambling.
You
I guess that's what an
and
LP is
are
for.
Going to have a long talk.
In the prison. Behind bars.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
So all the
You
Dust
drew
Watch
your
have that
gun
have
within
that
town
flower.
limits. But Wahute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go.
It's a generous interpretation of what just happened, but I think it's the right one, but certainly a generous one.
As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wahute had taken control of the Dawnbreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
And as well it should, because that's, I'm not saying it's totally on you, but the signs had to be there. He
What are
was
you gonna
not a
do about his
master.
crew?
Again, he was not a
Some
criminal
of them are still in
mastermind.
Tonatenui.
From the Tenui.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow.
Excuse me.
What about you, Zekowa? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Are you going to be invited to, is the sheriff going to invite you to join the Dust Watch? Probably not. No, I guess not. I thought he would, but he did not. That's not the old-fashioned way.
Here, this was Vawuklamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
It was the nursemaid, right?
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the Vulture.
Law of the land. That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Phew, it's finally over. I couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. You could repay me with 2 orders of wild banana blend. Thank you very much. More stuff opened up, which again, I'll do off camera. On track. Erenville is relieved to see everything set to rights. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to... I cannot remember how he pronounced it. Like Shezhenouezi? He pronounced it something else. It was not a directly phonetic pronunciation of this, but I liked it a lot. I'll just keep going with what I remembered before, so apologies. Shezhenouezi Springs. Will you be staying there long? I'd like to give a proper thanks to you after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. Where are the springs? Oh. Right, we can just warp. Is it just me, or is this kind of a small zone? Relative to some of the ones we've been in before. I guess it's just one area. Like, it's not... I don't think I don't think Shaktaral is like multiple giant level ranges, so I guess it makes sense that it's a smaller area. There she is. Namika. My bracelet! Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It's a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wuklamad is blessed to have such devoted friends. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us as more long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond, though I'm sure you'll continue to do so, Iyate. Can't say I'm surprised the deputy chief turned out to be the bandits' leader. I always knew something weren't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. Her coat is awesome. Everything about Iyate is kind of well done. I talked about that last time, but I love her, the clothing and the way that just her whole thing, everything about her. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. I'd like you to meet my 2 best friends, Quikana and Liwane. Quikana, if it wasn't for you believing in Zekowa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You've no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wahute put behind bars. This is another difference between this is the fantasy part of how what happens when law enforcement gets corrupt. Liwane, we never gave up hope that Zekowa would find a way to get us out. He was always the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now and lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the Dust Watch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We'll train day and night, so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? So they do, like, he does see himself working hand in hand with, like, as almost kind of Dexter-like, like when things slip through the cracks of, you know, conventional law enforcement, or not conventional law enforcement in this case, but of what we think of as more traditional law enforcement, like he'll be there to clean it up. Quick enough. Right, and you'll teach us how to draw your pistol so fast, how you draw your pistol so fast, won't you? Well, we won't need to duel if all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. I'm sure we'll see him again, like, at level 100 as we're facing off the apocalyptic threat coming out of the Golden City. He'll be there to, like, and my axe. He'll be there to, like, do that for us. On that you have my word. Until we meet again. See ya, Zekowa. Now, if you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Or are you not planning to take the train home? Oh, the train service has been suspended. Didn't I tell you? No, you did not. You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. You smell Golden City? At any rate, if you want to know when service will resume, you could speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station is just over there. Nice curtsy from the nursemaid there. Erinville. Seems people aren't too happy about the train delays. When are they ever? No one's ever happy about train delays. That's why they're called delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Right, dude? It's not his fault. Thank you. No, she was probably just saying, right, can you believe these folk? No, she was probably on his side.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
No, you're good.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
Are the ties the tracks like the...
We would have been in Tuliolal at the time.
What's a railroad tie?
If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Interesting.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
I haven't worked in retail much. I worked in retail as in high school for a few summers, and certainly customer service and customer facing stuff since then, but when you deal with a lot of crappy people, it really can be like what I remember, at least, again, I haven't done this a lot, but it's been a long time. I remember it being like a cool drink of water when someone is actively not a jerk and even helpful.
What about you,
when they
my
don't
friend?
have to be.
If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand, too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not a dark knight at the moment.
Thank you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you, Train Master Shenza.
If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
Not your fault. It's only the fault of whatever guy. It's your fault to the extent you didn't push to investigate the Golden City further. You know what? It is your fault.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zopia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
It's quite a... looks like a bat shape on this bat-shaped chest hair.
Something the matter?
Are we actually calling back to the trolley here? Are these the same character models? Do you happen to be a fan of trolleys?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
It's a high bar. We'll see.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Yeah, non-rhetorical question. Are these the same character models or very similar, like coloring and, you know, the same race composition of the group, that sort of thing? As Trolley Town?
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get.
So I do think then that the ties are probably like those wood slat-looking things.
In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan Plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
All right, I'm going to wrap up. I think this is going to be where I end up for today. Though no small number live in Shaloni, I must confess I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. As they live largely in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Whatever view of the railroads they have, we will see next time with One with Nature. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this as they come out as we continue our journey through Dawntrail. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.